Hey guys, and welcome back to Luigi's Mansion 2. With the hydro generator back on, we can now continue with our search for the next piece of the Dark Moon.
Yeah, and apparently EGAD's got more of an idea where it is this time, so that's helpful.
If I had to hazard a guess, it would be at the top of the gigantic tree in the centre of the mansion.
Yeah, it's generally a good idea to think like that, but evidently EGAD's a bit of a lunatic.
That's putting it mildly, mate. Okay, in the middle of the hollow tree. Just check in the middle. If you see a giant yellow exclamation mark, you probably hit the mark.
Is it by any chance a Sleepy Hollow?
Have you got any information on that, just to make it thematic?
I don't quite, but I can surely get something up.
You're letting me down, mate. I'm going to throw a pumpkin at you at the end of this.
Well, I mean, a pumpkin would be helpful, because I'm going to need a pumpkin for me pantomime later in the year.
Speaking of pantomime, Luigi, are you like just one of the most unlucky individuals ever? I think EGAD did that on purpose, honestly. Just teleport him in, have a bit of slapstick, boom, on his way. He has to build up his morale again from, like, the bottom up.
Luigi probably gets it a bit worse / also slightly better than some other friends that we know in the Mario universe.
Like Toad, he's perpetually unlucky. Maybe we'll run into him throughout the course of this adventure.
Well, I hope so, because, I mean, Toad's awesome, and also it means we get to talk about Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Let's talk about how it's not coming out in Europe until 2015, you fuckers.
I know, I'm so annoyed, and I'm not that annoyed because it means like a month of Smash Bros, but...
Yeah, I guess.
It's still just like, ugh. Because it looks so fun.
I did not know how to feel about Toad getting his own game, just to go off topic for a minute. But I played the Captain Toad sections in 3D World and loved them, like super charming and whatnot. So a whole game of that with a lot more going on besides. Yeah, I can dig it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the reason why it's like... Funnily enough, it's like one of the main things that critics were asking for in their like Super Mario 3D World reviews. It was just like... a whole game of that would be quite awesome. I mean, the test is going to be, is it going to be able to hold up for an entire full game of that, rather than being like a downloadable title or whatever, but the fact that they are doing a full game is quite awesome.
This happens sometimes. That gold bar just basically shot through the wall.
Yeah, I was wondering quite how that happened, but, I mean, ghosts, so it's ghost money, so...
No, I think the gold bar is physical, let's be honest.
It probably is, yeah, so... They infused it with some sort of weird electoplasm and just shot it through the wall magically.
How do you feel about the gardening in Luigi's Mansion 2? It kind of carries on from the first game where you watered plants and you got money for doing so, as if the plants were thanking you for helping to continue their existence.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite cool. I mean, there's also the fact of that you've got these flowers that react to light, which is quite cool. I mean, I think there are some flowers that kind of do, like, just open up when there's light and close when there's not, but I don't know because I'm not really a botanist.
Or a florist.
Or a florist. I have very, very poor experience with gardening in general.
Haha, finally, I have one up on you. Alright, in case it weren't obvious, our mission for today is basically hunting down the hiders and getting back the parts of the Pinwheel gate. The tree is where we need to get. Unfortunately, this is one of the many roadblocks that Luigi's Mansion 2 likes to throw in our way. And after a while you start to notice that, oh hey, I'm in mission 2, I can't be anywhere near my objective yet. So in that regard, it kind of stunts the story progression somewhat, but at least you know where you are.
I mean, it's slightly frustrating because it is the constant stunting, and also there's a lot of what feels like backtracking and just general busy work.
Yeah.
That's just like, can't I just do something? Rather than collect this thing, backtrack through this area of the mansion to find this thing, and stuff. It's just like, oh.
Just let me die already, Jesus. Yeah, taunt me, will you?
I have to say, I think from what I can gather, the taunts in Bayonetta 2 are going to be wonderful.
Have you played the demo yet, Richie?
I can't play the demo because I can't connect my Wii to the internet where I am, so I can't. So I've got to wait until it comes out and just like,
Eternal suffering.
But don't worry, I will be literally only talking about that when we record Luigi's Mansion 2 that week.
Awesome. Okay, 1 down, 4 more to go. Oh, I love this. Check this shit.
It's awesome, but I can't see it being a particularly helpful lawnmower.
Come back, lawnmower, come back. Oh, you were saying about the gobber being accompanied by various minions, I guess?
Yeah, this is a particularly horrible moment, because you really don't have a lot of space to deal with this.
Yeah, and if you allow him to set up and like put puddles on the floor, that can break your suction, and you got to be careful. The gobber can also heal himself, I believe. He'll like occasionally pull out a watermelon or some other similar food stuff, and if you allow him to eat it, he'll gain some health back.
Something like that, yeah. So I like how there's a watering can just kind of sitting there, not really doing a whole lot.
Well, the residents of this place, when they were alive, did love to garden and the like. It's what gives haunted towers its unique appeal.
It's very true. Although I have to admit, they seem to have a slight obsession with that one type of hedge tree thing.
Yeah.
Because that's basically everywhere in the gardens.
Okay, 2 out of 5.
I have to say, those trees are reminding me of, you know, in, I think it was Super Mario 3D Land, there was one of the ghost houses where if you waited, like, just where the flagpole was, like a figure appeared in the trees.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That kind of unexplained stuff in Mario happens a lot more than you'd think. I think it's in Shiverburn Galaxy.
Yes.
In Mario Galaxy 2. You can just, like, look up on the cliffs, and you'll see something staring back at you. And apparently in the code it says it's trees, but last time I checked, trees have limbs, but not humanoid arms.
Also, last I checked, I mean, the Mario universe likes to stick eyes on everything, but last I checked, the trees don't have eyes in the Mario universe. I mean, look here, there are no trees with eyes.
That's more of a Kirby universe kind of thing.
Well, no, but I mean, Mario, the clouds have eyes, the hills have eyes, so on and so forth. But that is more of a 2D Mario thing than anything else.
It wouldn't really work in 3D, because the eyes wouldn't always be facing you.
Pretty much.
Oh, he hid under the bed, did he? The little scamp. I'll show him.
You have to listen, because you never know what's under the bed. Failed Doctor Who reference.
Abort! Abort! How do you feel about Kill the Moon last week?
That's my response to Kill the Moon. It like, watching it was alright, but the second you start to think about it, it just falls apart everywhere.
First 15 minutes or so were class, apart from that annoying little girl, who was strangely alright in the episode before, and then she just became kind of a tag-along runt, as it were. Alright, it's time for a Pinwheel piece trois. That's free in French, right?
Yes, un, deux, trois.
I am educated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think?
Oui.
Très bien.
Très bien.
I had a good thing going there for a bit and I squandered it.
I'm not quite an expert on French, so I don't get it quite right, but... oh well. Also, Boolean. I was wondering what this was, and I have found out. It's based on the Boolean data type, which has 2 values, usually denoted true and false.
Okay.
Which is why the whole true-false thing was mentioned there. And then it's apparently named after someone called George Boole, who first defined an algebraic system of logic in the mid-19th century.
I missed the first game where it was just like, hello, I have boo-boo, and he didn't really have to think about it.
Pretty much. They go really, really deep on some of these. It's sort of like how they go very meme-tastic on the trophies in Smash Bros. 4.
I don't know what this room's about. Maybe it's just here for aesthetic purposes. Maybe I missed some treasure. Who knows? Ah, fake bars. The crafty swine. Okay, I guess we're going to have to head back up using the balloon plants and find the last two parts of the Pinwheel Gate.
There's not that much of stuff to cover, I think, because the other two are quite close together from what I recall. Although there is like another 6-8 minutes of this part left.
Quickly, speak really slowly so we can fill out the time.
Well, don't you realise that I leave massive gaps in the middle of my sentences to try and make you shiver with anticipation?
Nice. I love that one Twitter account who made a tweet saying, I want to see you shiver with, and then 6 years later said anticipation.
Yeah, that was just so beautifully set up.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be a better tweet ever, apart from the stuff that comes from the Michael Jordan parody account. My greatest fear is that ants are working together to take my house away. You can't make this shit up.
I'm quite a fan of some of the stuff that the parody account of the Queen puts out. They're always quite funny. I
like fake Satoru Iwata, personally. Or fake Kaz Hirai, just to bring it back to video games for a second.
Well, Iwata's related to video games. Also Sakurai. Well, did you mention Sakurai? I'm just kind of conflating them all together again.
You massive racist. All Japanese developers look the same to me.
Well, apart from Hideki Kamiya, because he's
just cool incarnate, really. Okay, word of advice, I would recommend doing this first before you dark light the pipes back into existence, or you may be able to miss this. I'm not sure if you can shut yourself out from this particular emerald.
Probably you can, yeah. It seems like the type of one that is possible to do.
I don't know what kind of experiments they were conducting in this place, but obviously it had something to do with beanstalks.
I wouldn't make a nice little return to sort of Panto references because of Jack and the Beanstalk, but Panto's not really a Halloween-y, spooky type thing to deal with.
I don't know, mate. It seems very seasonal to me.
Well, it's seasonal, but not Halloween seasonal.
Just do a pantomime version of The Nightmare Before Christmas. Boom, you saw it.
Ah, very true.
Alright, coming out harder. Now, I don't know about you, Rashid, but that looks like a shooting gallery to me.
Does it really?
I don't know what's going on in my mind. Obviously not going on in yours.
Nintendo like their shooting galleries, don't they?
They really do. And this one uses gyroscope controls, and before you shiver with anticipation and terror, it actually handles pretty well here.
Moments like this, the gyroscope's pretty decent. I mean, there's one bit where they do a similar shooting segment later on, which I would not say works phenomenally well, but that's because of a variety of factors. When it's everything stationary and so on and so forth, it's fine.
Yeah, like I said, a shooting gallery. Bada bing, the tear-shaped one. The Cascade Badge of Emeralds. Always gotta bring it back to Pokemon, man.
Well, of course, because Pokemon is everywhere.
I'm hyped as shit for Omega Ruby. I'm actually really looking forward to that, because it will fix everything I kind of disliked about Gen 3. Mostly the fact that there was no day-night system. I'm kind of shallow like that.
Well, I mean, the thing with, Ruby and Sapphire is that they regressed in certain elements
Yeah.
from Gold Silver. And then there was so much water and there was a lot of stuff. But there's also the whole thing of nostalgia is a wonderful thing.
It really is, especially when it comes to Generation 1. Okay, Mr. Slammer and Slammer 2. I hate... Oh, Slammer 2 as well. We got a Slammer threesome here. Let's see if I can take them all down at once.
I think you might struggle considering you've missed one of them.
I got gold bars. I'm satisfied. I think I was just outside the range for his shockwave then. I got really lucky. Now we've got to flush this guy out of hiding by playing the organ here. And it's actually kind of awkward because the hider appears for like a split second.
Yeah, it does seem a bit dickish, really. I mean, organs are always quite cool, but this one's a bit small, and there's not a very big window to get the damn thing.
When's the last time you played this mission, mate? Can you remember how tricky it was for you?
Well, last time I played this mission was when I first played the game, which was like 2013. But I think it was a pain, really.
And there we go, mission completed.
Woot!
Hopefully EGAD can put this back together because no doubt the hiders had their fun with the pinwheel things.
Well, I have the sneaking suspicion that EGAD's going to make us do most of the work.
Well, you say that, and it's true, but the resulting cutscene in the next mission is so adorable I can't stand it.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I really like the next mission.
Let's see how well we did. Doing really well on the treasure front so far, and I think that was a well-deserved free rank, if I do say so myself.
So modest, Tom, so modest.
I try, mate. It's not easy being perfect. Take a long swig of tea.
Ah. Well, so that really is reminding me of the time vortex in the opening of Doctor Who, like ridiculously so.
I can't go that high. My voice just breaks.
I do a sort of slight party trick. It's not really a party trick of just kind of doing loads of different parts. So it's just like do 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 do.
I wonder what the fuck you were on about there for a second. I just kind of like blacked out mid-sentence. We're well on our way to getting all the upgrades really early in the game.
That is one of the problems I've noticed, is that you do get them quite early on and then there's not a lot to unlock afterwards, but eh.
I would have preferred, like, maybe unlockable costumes. One Luigi one, at the very least. Okay, we are 2 for 2 so far, so please join us next time for a rather spooky mission in the Graveyard Shift. See you then.